Hello beautiful people. Hi guys. I'm really excited to be here once again. I'm really excited to be doing this video because I remember that I promised in the last video that I was going to be talking about my personal experiences, particularly with the suicide attempts, with the thoughts of wanting to commit suicide, and I really want to appreciate you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, this is a channel where we share, where we learn anything family, everything family, faith, lifestyle, share our wins, share our fears, just basically learn, relearn, unlearn. And so my name is Phenomenal Jennifer. I'm really happy to be coming your way again. Thank you for the love, thank you for the support. If you're yet to like my official page on Facebook, please do like and follow my official page on Facebook, Phenomenal Jennifer. You can also find me on Instagram, Phenomenal Jennifer. And I also want to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video. Today's video is probably sponsored by one of my mentors and friends in the United Kingdom, Dr. Sansadin. Big shout out to you. Thank you for putting the logistics in place and making this video today possible. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. Thank you to everyone, even to the viewers. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Please continue to like our videos, subscribe, share as much as possible. And so we'll just delve right into why I'm creating this video today. I'm just going to be sharing a little bit of my upbringing, growing up, and how the whole suicide thing, got to me and how I overcame it and the lessons I learned. I'm just going to be talking a little bit about my primary school days. I used to be a very brilliant student. I am still a very brilliant student, and it was so good that in nursery 1 my teachers gave like a recommendation that I should be given a double promotion. So I moved from nursery 1 to primary 1. The same thing happened when I was in primary 5. I was given a double promotion from primary 5 down to JSS 1. And how it actually happened in primary 5 was I was really good at my academics, and my teachers recommended that I should take the common entrance examination with the primary 6 pupils, which I did, and then I passed, and that was how I was promoted all the way to JSS 1. But I didn't end up going to my dream school because things happen and God has a way of redirecting us. I'll be talking about that in another video, but I just want to talk about the depression, how it's setting and how God brought me out of it. So I got into secondary school, and then I met some really amazing people. I met my teachers. Shout out to those my teachers that I'm still very much in communication with to date. I'm grateful. Special shout out to Mrs. Omanufeme Ebere. Thank you so much for being a mentor, an amazing one at that. Special shout out to Uncle Jude Ayonote. I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but I really want to appreciate his presence in my life, for being there for me all these years. Thank you so much for encouraging me to grow in the faith, for being like family. I'm grateful to you. God bless you. And so I took my senior secondary school certificate examination, and then I cleared my papers, and it was time to get into school, into higher institution, and that's where the challenge started. And then growing up, there's this thing, you wanna be sure that you're not being left behind by your peers. It's very normal. You're checking, you're looking, okay, my friends, the ones who went to secondary school together, I hope I'm not the only one left behind. And so I took my first JAMB examination immediately after secondary school. It was just like a first trial, no special preparation, because every preparation was channeled towards getting my SSC at the time, and the score wasn't so good. I was so unbothered. Of course, it was the first trial. We decided, okay, we'll try again next time. My parents and I, we decided we'll try again next year. Same for a lot of my friends. And then the following year came, and I took another one. And this time around, I put in for a school in the East. And I don't know, for some reason, the score I had wasn't so good. And then I know I really tried. I read and all of that stuff, and it wasn't so good. Some of my friends had got into school at that time, some were still at home, and you know, that's like my official first year after school. My parents were like, okay, don't worry, you'd get it, you know, this time around. And this time around, I remember the second year after secondary school, I remember reading my biology textbook from back to back, my chemistry textbook from back to back, you know, doing a lot of past questions, going for tutorials and classes, you know. And then when I would solve my past questions, I'll be so confident that, okay, I'm really, really ready for this exam. And I put in for Unilag. I remember putting in for Unilag that year, and then coincidentally the center where I took the exam was in Unilag, and I took the exam. I had that confidence that, okay, we've gotten it right this time, nothing can stop me, I'm in school already. And for some reason that year, Unilag cancelled, JAM cancelled the result of everybody who wrote exams in Unilag. It was crazy. I remember running to my pastor. I remember crying day and night. My pastor prayed and said, oh, you know, the result is going to come out. I held on to that word for weeks, for months, nothing. Another year came and ended. Now, at this time, most of my friends has gotten into school. Okay. And going to third year after secondary school, my auntie, my parents were like, okay, they recommended that I should do a pre-degree program that it would give me a higher chance of getting into school. Okay, we got the form, and it was somewhere in the east, and off I went. I traveled, I did this program. It was a 6-month program at the time. I made a lot of amazing friends. Shout out to all of you. I remember putting in so much work, because I said, okay, this is like the last year I'm going to ever have to write this examination. I'm getting into higher institution. The nights of midnight reading, gathering my friends to study. My friends were even so confident that I was going to get into school before them, because I'll be the one to gather them together. We'll study together. I will teach them concepts they are not very familiar with, or maybe they're having difficulty with, and we're done with the pre-degree program. Was finally over. I had to come back to Lagos, to wait for the result and all of that stuff. And gradually the list was coming out. Names of students that have been admitted were coming out. My name was nowhere to be found. It went on like that, and finally depression set in, because for some reason I did very well in these exams. Even my JAM score that year was really good, but I wasn't just giving my course. Okay, I really wanted to do a good course. My parents actually felt that, okay, because I'm so good, I'm really intelligent, it's just predominant in this part of the world. Once you're so intelligent, your parents want you to do a competitive course, and so it's always been medicine or pharmacy for me. And I didn't get it. I wasn't given admission. I remember one of my friends, Maureen Azubike, God bless her soul, she's late now. She prayed for me, and then she called me up one day and said she had a dream about me, that I got into higher institution, that God had better plans for me, and that I shouldn't worry. I remember another of my friend, Promise, he practically took out 3 days to fast and pray for me, and then he called me up and said God has better plans for me, and that I was going to get into school, but it wouldn't be where I expected. Promise, I lost contact with him. Promise, if you ever get to see this video, please reach out to me. Let's connect, let's talk. It's been a while. And nothing was happening. It was just like God was silent. I was doing everything right. What was wrong, I couldn't just tell. My parents were worried, a lot of things. I had to even start, because I was so depressed. I remember not eating for days. I remember crying for weeks and months. I remember I used to have these big acne on my forehead. It was so bad. When people are depressed, they look for something to take solace in. I remember I used to have this blanket. It was pink in color. I would always want to have it around me, maybe when I'm sitting on the couch at home, or maybe when I'm lying down to sleep. I was so thin. I was starving myself. I had no taste for life. I would wake up every day contemplating how I could just kill myself. Like, that was what I was thinking every day and night. I'm just grateful that my parents never let me to myself. They were always, monitoring me. It was really bad. I remember my younger brother, when I got better, when I got snapped out of the whole challenges of that phase of life, my younger brother would always tease me with that pink blanket. But that pink blanket was like my only comfort at the time. I would always want to have it around me. I was so sorrowful. It It was a trying time for me. I really don't like to remember it because it was a really trying time for me. But I'm grateful for the lessons. I'm grateful for the redirection. I'm grateful for everything I learned out of that season right now. That's the place where I am right now. And we kept on praying. My dad could not just understand why I wasn't getting into school. At some point he felt I wasn't putting in enough. And one day, one of my aunties, she's a cousin to my mom, saw my dad and was telling my dad about DLI, distance learning institutions. At the time, none of my friends none of the people we knew had done distance learning, and she told my dad about it, and my dad came home and was intimating me about it, and I decided to do some research and apply for it, and that was how I got admitted into a distance learning institution. Now, the good that came out of all of this was after this season, I got to realize and understand why God allowed me to pass through this. By default, I am a very impatient person. Maybe because I used to be very intelligent, and I am still very intelligent while I was growing up. And so I am so impatient. I don't know how to wait for things. I hate to wait for things. But God used that season of waiting to mold me into a better person. The second good that came out of that season was the fact that when I got into DLI, I could walk passively and actively, and I was able to see myself through school, and my parents never had to bother about how I was going to pay my fees. The third thing I could count that came out of that season was redirection was that I was able to meet my husband. Like, if I didn't pass through those times, if I wasn't redirected into DLI, I don't think there was any way I could have met my husband. I don't think there was any way I could have been married to the amazing man I'm married to right now. And then I made a lot of good friends. And one of my very good friends that is like, a very close friend to me. She's like a sister to me. She's been there for me for years and years now. I met her in the same DLI school. Like, we connected on another level. We really connected on another level. I'm going to be inviting her in future to my YouTube channel. We're going to be talking about so many things, so many things. We have the most meaningful conversations, and I've been telling her that we'll be coming here to share some of this wealth of knowledge that God has given us. But that'll be sometime in the future. You get to meet her. So God really redirected me through those years of waiting. It was 4 years of waiting, 4 years of pain, 4 years of struggling, 4 years of feeling depressed, 4 years of wanting to take my life at some point, but God knew what He was doing. And so I just came up here to share this story to encourage somebody. You could be in that season where nothing is making sense, and then that urge to kill yourself, to end it all, will always come. It always finds its way to crop up. But I just want you to know that God knows what He's doing. He's preparing you. He's training you. He's taking you through that season for a purpose. He's not doing that to punish you. He's molding you. He's redirecting you to every good thing that is ahead of you. Because sometimes when I look at my kids, when I look at my life right now, I look at my family, I ask myself, so if I had killed myself, then I wouldn't have met my family. I wouldn't have met my amazing friends. I wouldn't be standing right in front of this camera talking to you. There will be nothing like phenomenal, or nobody like phenomenal Jennifer. I don't know the space I would have left in the heart of my parents, in the heart of my siblings. I remember when I snapped out of depression, when I finally got admitted into DLI, I was grateful, right? But I still felt something was missing. But then over time, I got better, and then I snapped out of depression finally. I remember my younger sister looking at me one day and saying, "My sister is back." Like, it was so glaring that I was depressed. I lost taste for life. but God was taking me through a season. So I'm just stopping by to encourage you, whatever it is you're going through. Like I said in the last video, there is always a reason, there is always a brighter side. You just have to look on the brighter side. Sometimes you might not see the bright side. It's not just showing. You're not just able to fathom what is happening. You're not just able to understand. You're not just able to put the pieces together. But God knows what He's doing. Stay trusting, stay positive, and always pray. I always encourage people, pray even when you don't have the right words, even when it seems like God is not listening to you, even when it seems like God is so silent, even when it's so hard, when it's so hard to pray, keep communicating with God, keep trusting Him, and gradually He will take you through that season, and you will surely get to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so I would also want to say thank you for viewing, for watching. So if you like our videos, please like, please subscribe, please follow me on my official page on Facebook, Phenomenal Jennifer, on Instagram, Phenomenal Jennifer, and share this video to as much as everyone who needs to see this, everyone who needs some encouragement. Please share it to all of them. Like and comment. If you have any suggestions or anything you want us to talk about, like I said earlier on, and I said in the previous video too, please drop it in the comment section. We'll be there to respond to each and every one of you. We're here for it. That is why we're doing this. That is why God has been nudging us to do this. So please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. I love you guys.